I know that times have changed, that there is something different now. If I was starting to work in the system now, I might not have been able to achieve the things that I'm going to describe to you. But that in itself is also significant. So I entered the profession in Birmingham in 1984, I think. I was one of the first few, not first, but one of the few heads of English in the city, black heads of English in the city. And I had the power to hire, fire, build the department the way I wanted. Admittedly, it was a school that was in an ethnic minority area. So it was predominantly black, Asian, predominantly Asian, people of Asian heritage, black. But there's also a significant community of white middle-class people who specifically chose to send their children to that school. They could have sent them to the grammar schools, but they chose to send them to that school because their values were rooted in social justice. And they continue to support that school in that and its place in the community. I felt I had power, even though people would walk into the room and be introduced to me as the head of English, and they'd take a double take as if to say, how can she be a head of English? But that did not bother me. What I focused on was using the power I had and to make allies. One of the things that concerns me about a lot of the younger generation, I include my daughters in this, is that it really concerns them being the only black person in a room. If you're so debilitated by that, think about the implications of that. We are 13% of the population. If we are going to be so disabled by being the only black person in the room, to me, that shows the full power of how much systemic racism has imprisoned us. Because we do have more power than that. I coach teachers, and I would say that whether you're black, white, brown, whatever you are, if you're not prepared to toe the line, you become a pariah. You're driven out. You either comply or you're driven out of the system. I'm interested in the relationship between racism and generalized oppression in society, because I believe that they both feed each other, and one is used to hide and obscure the other. I'm challenging us to not just accept some of the things that we have used to reassure ourselves why things are still the way that they are. Because I do believe that that's part of what keeps things stuck where they are, is that we don't question some of these assumptions we make about why things are the way that they are. You know, I do think we should challenge some of those assumptions. And I find this so often that we don't know until we challenge. We talk through with someone who's not involved what the best way might be to challenge.